So, happy Wednesday. We have some short and quick instructional videos and some notes to do today. And then I'm going to give you class time to set up your assignment for slides 23 and 24. But we have to finish the notes and, understand the whole big picture first. So, really quick, I think this video here is only 2 minutes. Some of it might be redundant, but a lot of it is relevant.
Hey
So
folks,
please pay
and welcome along
attention.
to my first video on color fundamentals.
He has a funny accent, and he spells color differently. Okay?
Hey, and welcome along to my first video in my color fundamentals series. Today we're going to be talking about the color wheel. Now, you may remember the color wheel from when you were at school. We were all taught that in early art classes. The thing is, though, we tend to forget these things. So it's often good to go back to basics and work our way up. So that's what we're going to do today. So the first thing that we're going to talk about in the color wheel are the primary colors. Now the primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. And you can't create these colors from any other color. They are the base of your color wheel. The next stage of colors are what are known as the secondary colors. And these can be created by mixing primary colors. So if we took red and yellow, we would make orange, whilst blue and yellow would make green, and red and blue creates purple. So where do we go from there? Well, we then start to mix primary and secondary colors, and these give us the tertiary colors. So if we took yellow and mixed it with orange, we would get amber. If we mix purple with blue, we'd get indigo, and so on, as we can see here from the graphic on the screen. But what about brown, I hear you ask? Well, to get brown, what you need to do is mix all three of the primary colours, the red, the yellow, and the blue. To get different levels of brown, all you do is adjust the amount of red you have in the mix, or the amount of yellow, or the amount of blue. It's as simple as that. So that's it for this part of the Colour Fundamentals series, the colour wheel. In the next video, we're going to talk about tints, shades, and tones. Until then, make sure...
Okay. So now we're introducing the tints, shades, and tones. I can try to explain this to you, but I really like how he makes it super easy, and it's fun to have somebody else talking besides your teacher.
It's beautiful!
That's funny.
Colour Fundamentals Part 2, Tints, Shades and Tones. Welcome along to part 2 of my colour fundamentals. In the first part, we covered the colour wheel, so you might want to go back and check that out if you haven't already. But today, we're going to do tints, shades, and tones. These are really simple things to understand, and I'm going to help you out a bit again by having some visuals on screen. So let's get started with the tint. A tint is when you mix colour with white and you lighten that colour. As we can see here on screen, as I add more white to the colour block, it gets lighter. And as we take the white away, it returns to its original full 100% colour hue. Following on from tints, what we have are the shades. And a shade is when you add black to a colour. Again, as we can see here in the colour block, as I add black to the colour hue, you can see that it gets darker and becomes a darker shade of the original colour until we get all the way to black, and then back up again as we take black away. Lastly, we cover tones. Now, a tone is where we add black and white at the same time to the colour. So essentially, we're adding grey to the colour. As you can see here, as I add more grey to the colour block, the tone gets darker, and as I take grey away from the colour, it gets back to its 100% color hue. And that's really it for tints, shades, and tones. As I said at the beginning, it is really quite simple. You're just adding white, adding black, or adding grey. In my next video in the series, we're talking about
Okay, short and sweet, like I promised. Now, we're just going to do a real quick few visuals in regards to this. I don't know what this is about. Oh, I just moved this. Well, it won't let me. All right, so tints, adding white to a pure hue. So here we have a red, and let's pretend we're mixing paint and we're adding one dot of white. That would make like a light pinkish red color. And if we added two dots of white paint into the red, then it would make an even lighter pink, and we could gradually go more and more with more white. Here we have a shade, which is the pure red pigment, and this is one dot of black. This is two dots of black paint into the red to create burgundy hues. Now, right here is tones. So this would be the red with gray added to it. And this one here, that's one dot, and this is two dots. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that you can see all three, because we want to learn how to make value ranges with different hues. Hue is another word for color. So they are different when you mix the grays. And I bet a lot of you haven't heard of this term tones. Maybe you've heard of tints, maybe you've heard of shades. But I remember when I was going to art school, they started talking about these vocabulary words, and I had no idea what they were talking about. So when I became an art teacher, I wanted to make perfectly clear so you are equipped with all the vocabulary and tools to do art making. The reason this is important to you is we're trying to understand and make value ranges with our artistic mandala. We're making that color wheel mandala, and I want you to be able to make a value range inside the mandala of, reds, that are light, medium, dark, tints, shades, and tones. This will be a part of the rubric. So we want to see a full value range of all of them. And so that's one technique, is by mixing the color pencils together. Another example of that is right here with the lights, mediums, and darks. So in the middle, these are shades. This is probably a tone. Here is a tint, and then here's the pure hue. Okay, so that's going to be required in this assignment. Now, how the heck are we going to do this with a color pencil? Well, I wanted to show you a quick little video here about how to make a value range and mixing tertiary hues with your color pencils. So instead of us doing the worksheet, I'm just going to have you watch a quick little video just to help you wrap your head around it. Ooh, it's a little loud. So we've already learned how to do graphite in a value range, but this here is a color pencil doing a value range. And this is just one color pencil, and it's the amount of pressure that they are putting. The less pressure, the lighter the value range appears. So that's very basic. She's going in different directions to kind of show you like different optical illusions that you can create with the color pencil. She wanted something underneath to help the coloring be easier because the table had too much texture. So she put a piece of paper underneath so that she wasn't getting the divots from the table. So that's a trick. See how much smoother that is compared to the other ones that are grainy? So these are different techniques. And it's just playing with the range of value and pressure. Because we want these mandalas to have some really cool optical illusions of depth using lights, mediums, and darks. So there's just one example of color pencil technique in different directions. There's so many techniques with color pencils. You could do scribbling, you could do stippling, cross hatching. This is just one type, which is what I think I prefer to see with your mandalas. Combining value ranges in an art piece. Ours is going to be a color wheel, so it's pretty specific. I would like for you to practice this with your color pencil, trying to make a value range with one hue, one color pencil. Now this is a mixture of complementary colors together. Remember how we talked about the Laker colors? So this is complementary, the yellow with the violet. You can mix complementaries to make new colors. Now this is basically creating a full value range of the rainbow with the tertiary colors, the in-between hues. To create a full value range of the prism, all the colors of the rainbow. You may not have this many selections of color pencils, and that's okay. But I just want to show you the possibilities. By overlapping different hues together, you're making those in-between colors, like we did with yellow, orange, green, blue. Same concept. There's hundreds and hundreds of colors that we can create. So they're just overlapping and blending based on the amount of pressure that they put on the color pencil. If you go really heavy with one color pencil, you won't be able to get the other hue to mix with it. So you gotta go lightly and overlap. And then this one is just showing you how you can make a value range with black, just like we did with the graphite and gray. All of these same concept, amount of pressure you use will create the optical illusion. Lights, mediums, and darks creates a full value range. And if you do it lightly, you can erase in between, so that's pretty neat. Let's try and get a picture of this. Hold on one second. All right, that's the one I want. Okay, so now I'm going to need everyone to take out their notes. We're going to go ahead and finish up our notes. All those videos are on the agenda if you missed anything and you wanted to see it. So now we're going to continue the notes for slide 24, adding shades and tints. I'm going to make this a bit bigger for you. Okay. For some reason, I can't get this out of my way. Oh, oh no, what did I just do? This thing won't go out of my way. Uh-oh. All right. Right here, you can see I have a color pencil. I have a red, I have a blue, and I have a black. If you have white color pencil, that would be great as well, or pink or baby blue. Okay? The first vocabulary word we're going to talk about is tint. Tint, any hue with white added to it. Tint, any hue with white added to it, period. And I underlined white because that's important, added to it. And then I put a circle right here and I labeled it pink, and a circle right here that I labeled baby blue. Now, if you don't have pink or baby blue, you can get a white color pencil if you have one, and you would lightly color it, and then you would lightly color it with a red color pencil to mix the two to make pink. And the same with the baby blue. If you don't have the baby blue color, you can add white and you can add blue lightly together to make baby blue. So I wrote in the notes here, for example, baby blue or baby pink. Basically, we call them the pastels. Lots of baby showers use pastel colors. Baby yellow. Now I know it's going to take you a little time to color those in. If you can just give me a little shout out in the participation so that I pace myself for the next one. Just let me know when you're done. Amy, you don't need to let me know when you're not done, just when you're done. You're funny. Did you know you can do all of that with a colored pencil, Amy?
Say what?
Did you know you could do all of that with a color pencil?
You can only do that with.
Aw, you're breaking up. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys a bunch of fun color pencil examples of the value range and depth you can create in color pencil tomorrow. But you got to know the recipes. You need to understand the science first. For some reason, my poll is not working. Gabby, how are you doing? Are you done with the tints?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. Well, if you'd like, you can go ahead and start with shades. Any hue with black added to it. In this one, you're going to create two circles. Again, we're going to label one burgundy and the other one navy. And all I did is I lightly colored in the circle with black, really lightly. And then I mixed in red to get that burgundy hue. And then on this one, I added black lightly, and then I added blue to it to create navy with my color pencil. Easy peasy, Gabby?
Yes.
I bet you have all the colors of the rainbow, and then some. Do you have pink at home, Gabby?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, good. I worried about that. Oh no, what if they don't have black or white? The sets that I passed out in the front office and at in my classroom should have had black and white in it. So hopefully everybody's got what they need. If not, borrow one from a neighbor. This slide will be due tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'm going to give you class time today to post them. I will post the assignment in just a minute after we're done taking these notes with the requirements. How are you doing, Amy? Am I going too fast?
Nope.
All right. So you've already made navy and burgundy?
I'm writing just the words now.
Oh, okay. Good. I just need to kind of know where we're at. Yeah, tell me, Miss Brown, slow down. Does anybody else want to talk to me? I'm lonely. No, not into it. Okay, I'm gonna get.
Miss Brown,
Yeah.
so for my autobiography slide, like
Yeah.
the ones before that we just recently finished,
Uh-huh.
I had started late, and so you told me to just like add
Title.
on, so not do all of them, just do the first one and then go off from there.
What you could do to help me out is on your titles, just title it slide 22.
Yeah, so
Even though it's not really, that way I know which one I'm grading.
So on all of them, I have like from slide 15 to the most recent one. But you had returned it, and then I like would read your private notes or your
Oh.
private comment, and then you said that I didn't have the slides, but
How
I
about I
forgot
finish
to.
this up and then I'll go directly to you because I'm about to let the kids do their thing. And so you
Okay.
and I can look at it and I'll stop the video. I don't want to put it on the video. So
Okay.
I'll help you with that momentarily. Thank you for speaking up and I can fix that in a few minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. I'm glad you mentioned it. Okay. If you didn't finish this, just look at the agenda. It's on the agenda, everyone. Now, the next thing is, like I said, I created an assignment for you guys, and it's slide 23 and slide 24. I just wanted to give you a heads up. Slide 25, this will be the title right here. Now, slide 23 is worth 50 points, and slide 24 is worth 50 points for a total of 100 points. And then slide 25 is worth 100 points on its own because it's an actual assignment. It's going to take us some time to create. So I just wanted to show you. I already created this for another class. So I'm going to reuse the post. Here it is. And I want to read this to you. Slides 23 and 24. Notes must have your name and period displayed on the slideshow. So when you take your picture of your drawings, I want to see your name on it. That way I know you're not stealing it from somebody else and plagiarizing. Slide 23 is 2 images. The left side drawing of a color wheel. Okay, the right side is filled in color wheel. And I showed you examples of this on the agenda. Slide 22 is your notes and drawing of the primary hues, secondary hues, tertiary hues, warm hues, cool hues, complementary hues, tints, and shades. Okay, those notes. I'm using the word hue. Hue is another word for color. I'm trying to help you with your vocabulary. Okay, because there will be a test. It's an easy one. It's an open book one based on your notes. So I hope you do all of this. This will be due tomorrow at 7 p.m. and it's worth 100 points. And I'm assigning it right now. So you have the rest of the period to organize your work for slide 23 and 24. And then I'm going to go ahead and help that young lady who started second semester. I'm going to end the video right now so you guys don't have to hear about that stuff.